As the spirits of Hollow's End faced an evil that gripped their once-forgotten town, it became painfully clear that resisting the demonic entity would be useless. The dark force, now fully in control of Emily's form, extended its influence like a suffocating shroud. The remaining souls of Hollow's End, no longer able to discern the boundary between living and dead realms, moving through them in state of fear. The streets seemed to twist and contort under the demonic entity's influence, and the once cohesive fabric of the town's memories unraveled into a nightmarish sense. Emily, her eyes now void of any trace of humanity. She roamed the distorted streets, her presence a bringer of doom. The townspeople cowered in the shadows, their feeble attempts to resist met with cruel manifestations of their deepest fears. The demonic entity enjoyed the chaos, twisting the very essence of Hollow's End into a grotesque manifestation of its evilness. Buildings leaned at unnatural angles. Shadows danced with malicious intent, and the air pulsed with a dissonant energy. In the face of such overwhelming darkness, the remaining souls of Hollow's End clung to whatever shreds of sanity they could muster. The town's once vibrant history now lay tainted, an whispering breeze carrying the weight of a forgotten nightmare. Days turned into a perpetual twilight, and stretched into nights. Time lost its meaning in the spectral labyrinth where the living and the dead collided. The townspeople, unable to escape the relentless grip of the demonic entity, wandered the twisted streets like phantoms, their anguished moans blending with the unnatural howls of the malevolent force. In the endless gloom of Hollow's End, where the demonic entity held sway, the possessed Emily, now a mere vessel for the malevolent force, continued to weave her way through the town like a specter of doom. Her form seemed to flicker between the ethereal and the corporeal, a testament to the unnatural fusion that had taken place. As the demonic entity reveled in the chaos, the town itself underwent a transformation. The architecture contorted into nightmarish shapes, and the streets twisted into maddening labyrinths. The air became thick with an oppressive malevolence, as if the very essence of the town had turned against its inhabitants. The remaining souls of Hollow's End, their resilience shattered, existed in a perpetual state of torment. Each step through the disfigured streets was a descent into an abyss of despair. Shadows whispered secrets that clawed at their sanity, and phantom memories played out like twisted parodies of reality. As the endless night persisted, the veil between the living and the dead grew ever thinner. The spectral memories of the town's tragic past merged with the present, creating a tapestry of anguish that stretched across the warped landscape. The tortured spirits of those who once called Hollow's End home became eternally entwined with the town's descent into darkness. As the malevolent force tightened its grip on Hollow's End, the true purpose of its sinister plan became apparent. The demonic entity, now fully in control of Emily's form, sought not only to plunge the town into eternal darkness but to serve as a gateway for the arrival of the King of Demons, an entity that hungered for dominion over Earth. The possessed Emily, now a slave in the demonic scheme, started rituals that twisted the fabric of reality itself. As the demonic energies intensified, the atmosphere within Hollow's End grew more oppressive. Unearthly shadows clung to every surface, and an otherworldly presence echoed throughout the town. The malevolent force began to draw upon the darkest corners of human fear, feeding on the suffering it had unleashed. The townspeople, mere specters of their former selves, were unwittingly contributing to the demonic entity's insidious plans. Their anguished memories and fragmented emotions fueled the ritual, acting as an offering to summon the King of Demons from the abyss. In the heart of the town, the ritual reached its climax. The possessed Emily stood before an portal, her form twisted and contorted as the malevolent force harnessed the culmination of the town's despair. The air itself crackled with energy, and the very ground seemed to shake. The King of Demons, an entity of unimaginable darkness, began to stir on the other side of the portal. Its presence cast an ominous shadow over the town, and the air resonated with the guttural echoes of a language long forgotten. The remaining souls of Hollow's End, trapped in their spectral torment, could only watch helplessly as the demonic entity neared the completion of the ritual. In the heart of the ritual site, possessed Emily raised her hands, channeling the dark energies required to breach the veil between dimensions. The portal pulsed with darkness. And the king of demons, a dark silhouette on the other side, awaited the moment when the boundaries would shatter. As the ritual reached its climax, the very fabric of Hollow's End seemed to tremble. Shadows coalesced, and the air grew dense with an otherworldly pressure. The portal yawned wider, and an unholy presence echoed through the town. The king of demons, an entity of ancient unholiness, began to emerge from the abyss. Its form shrouded in the Stygian darkness that devoured all light. As the demonic entity completed the final incantations, a wave of darkness surged through Hollow's End, signaling the successful summoning of the king of demons. The entity emerged from the portal, a towering manifestation of darkness that cast a shadow over the forsaken town. The demonic entity, having served its purpose, released its hold on possessed Emily. She collapsed to the ground. Her form now devoid of the malevolent force that had puppeteered her actions, she disintegrated from the pressure of doing the ritual. The king of demons, fully manifested in the spectral realm, seeing its newfound dominion with a cold and insatiable gaze.